All right, it is time for May 2022 real estate update. And if you've been reading the articles online, listening to the news, everybody says, oh, the housing market's going to have a shift. Things are changing. Yes, things are changing. Yes, we're going to have a shift. When? Who knows? Definitely the fact that the interest rate jumped up to 6.22% is a huge factor in who can buy now. So let's look at what is going on locally, because real estate is always about location. And does our Asheville region match up to the rest of the nation with what's going on? So as you know, I like to look from month to month to see what's happening. And if we look at the Asheville region, new listings in May were 1,591. So the new listings have continued to increase every month across the entire Asheville region. The pendings have been steadily going up. They're at 1,253 pendings. Our closings continue to climb at 1,116. And sometimes I just don't know how it's happening and how it can continue, but our median house price is continuing to climb. It's at 401 now across the whole entire Asheville region. The average was 489. Days on the market, 24. Interesting, we got a little bit more of a monthly supply that came on. I think that's from some of our outer counties that was in the region. So let's check out Buncombe County and see what's happened in Buncombe County. Buncombe County, again, has continued to climb in listings at 573. Our pendings have continued to climb. We're at 444 now. And closings have continued to climb every month at 401. In Buncombe County, our median home price is now 472, and the average is $613,000. That's just incredible. Days on the market, even less than what they were before. But again, in the Buncombe County, we see a little bit more of an increase in housing supply, and that's part of that is because of the time of year it is. There's some more houses that have come on the market just naturally. Asheville City, let's check out what's happening in the city. Asheville City also is continuing to climb with the number of listings, and the number of pendings and closings have climbed each month. We went down just a little bit with our median home price inside the city limits of Asheville. In March, we had it at 496, then it jumped up to 500, and now it's at 485. Our average, though, continued to climb up to 665,000 in the city limits of Asheville. Days on the market's right around there, less than 30 days. And this reflects also a little bit of an increase of more listings actually have been out on the market in April and May altogether. So that's why we have more of a supply right now. Henderson County shows the same trend. Listings increased in May, pendings increased, as well as closings. The median home price for Asheville County, for Hendersonville County, was 439, and the average was 488. This is just amazing that it keeps coming up. 19 days for on the market and a month supply. City of Hendersonville, same trend, more listings, more pendings, more closings, and an increase in price. City limits, mediums is 415 and the average is 456. Days on the market 16 and a month supply. Looking at this, you would think like there's absolutely no slowing down here in Buncombe County, Henderson County. So what's happening out there in those outer counties? And this month I decided to look at Mitchell County. And when I do a special focus, I want to look at the past year to see what the difference is. Well, in Mitchell County, it had 48 new listings from what it was in May 2021 to May 2022. So we were 17 last year, and then we're at 48 this year. We had 21 pendings and 25 closing, 16, 14. So you're thinking, okay, more listings, pretty close on the pendings and closings. Let's look at the median price. This what actually baffled me. The median home price in Mitchell County last year in May was $339. Wait a minute, it was median was $356, and now it's $209. We haven't seen prices go down at all in the past 2 years. So this is something that I wanted to investigate a little bit more. Wanted to look, days on the market was even less than what it was before, and the supply was about the same. So I went back and looked at some other statistics and broke it down into 3-bedroom, 2 baths, size of the yard, what was going on. And what's interesting that showed up is in Mitchell County in 2022, of May, there were less 3 bedrooms, 2 bath homes with an acre or less on the market than there were a year ago. So this is sort of what everybody wants, is a 3-2, an acre or less of land. That's what they're looking for. There were less of those out there. More of the big tracts of land, 17, 20, 100 acre tracts, which are a lot more expensive. So what happened is there were actually less of the more expensive homes being purchased in Mitchell County, and there were not as many homes that fell into the acre or less. So that's where the numbers come up for the medium to drop, because there were just less homes in that price range for them to select from. So the takeaways with this: Asheville region as a whole continues to see prices go up, our pendings increase, the median house price increases, our housing supply is still very, very low. So for the most part, we're not going to see a huge decline of buyers and it switch over to be a buyer's market. However, in some of the outer surrounding counties, such as Mitchell, we may see a turn to it being more of a buyer's market at a higher price range, because I think those houses are going to sit on the market longer and there's not going to be as many buyers, especially with the interest rate going up. They're not going to want to get a loan and may not want to spend cash on that higher price point. That's going to happen somewhere along the line in Henderson and Buncombe County. You can just see we're continuing to climb up on those medium home prices. Eventually, at some point, we're going to get where it's just too expensive and there's not going to be enough affordable houses out there at all. but I don't know when that's going to happen. Probably with inflation, we're seeing a slowdown of the frenzy up in the 700s and above a little bit. You might not have a bidding war on 700 and up, but still, yeah, anything that's under 700, you're going to have a bidding war. There's bidding wars on 500,000, 600,000. And if you're in that 300 to 400,000, you are definitely in a bidding war. Still, yeah, that's going to continue at least 18 months, maybe another 2 years in this area, because our housing shortage is still so low, and we still have a huge demand of people moving here. Now, if you are a buyer and you can find something, I don't care what price point you're in, if you're a buyer and you can find something, buy it now. If you've been a buyer and you're in multiple bidding wars, put your absolute best offer in first. Don't wait for the best offer call later on. Just do it and know that you put your best offer in. If you are a seller, interesting what's happening with the sellers. On the sellers, take those offers. Don't wait around thinking, say, okay, I'm not going to take this one. I got 2 days. I'm going to wait and see and all that. Because the interest rates jumped almost a point in 2 weeks. So that can make a difference of whether you're going to have buyers or not. So be prudent on what you do with accepting offers. If you're an investor, there's still good deals out there. There's always good deals out there if you're an investor. You just need to know how to look for them. You need to be patient. The only thing is, and I will just say that Deb and I went and we looked at a house. It was something that, totally possible. We could have fixed up, maybe a rental. Working the numbers though, it's one thing I was like, okay, I can pay higher than what I want to pay for an investment property because the market bears that. However, when I start adding in the increased cost of labor and materials and the delay of materials to rehab that home to prepare it to be a rental or to rehab it to flip it, then those numbers are not working all the time. And so it really, if you're an investor, be careful, run your numbers, don't work on emotions at all. Make sure that you make your deal up front when you buy. So make sure it works for you and be patient, because you may have to move out of your geographical comfort level and find some deals a little farther out. Of course, if you have any other questions, be sure to email me, mary@lovethegreen.org, and this will be on the blog for you to read over this information. Thank you very much. Have a good day.